Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. And welcome to the show. If this is your first time on the channel, we talk all things NFL related. So if that's something you would like, consider hitting that subscribe. We're trying to get the channel to 150 subs. We're only 7 away. So all you have to do is hit that subscribe and make sure to drop a like and a comment on this video and hit that notification bell so these show up in your notification feed. So let's get to it. The trade deadline was today. It is officially over and done with. The deadline was at 3 p.m. Central Time or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me tell you, well, there's actually a record amount of trades today. 10 trades happened today. That is a record, the most in NFL history on this day. Absolutely crazy. We're going to get to multiple of those picks. Actually, 6 of those picks. 6 of those trades we're going to talk about. The other 4 I felt like are kind of irrelevant, not the greatest trades in the world. Say the Steelers getting William Jackson III from the Commanders. That one really didn't seem all that enthusiastic to talk about. So we're going to get right to it, okay? The first trade of the day, and I was pumped about this because I run the Minnesota Vikings Syndicate, and, we boosted our roster just a little bit. Irv Smith Jr. was hurt last game against the Arizona Cardinals with a high ankle sprain. Apparently, he's going to miss 8 to 10 weeks. So what the Vikings had to do was add another weapon, and that's exactly what they did, trading with the Detroit Lions to grab tight end TJ Hawkinson, who was the number 8th overall pick in the draft just a couple years ago. I was pumped about it. That is a massive deal. The Vikings are serious, okay? They want to make a playoff push, a Super Bowl push, and adding TJ Hawkinson just might do that. So here are the trade comps for this trade. Vikings get TJ Hawkinson, a 2023 fourth-round pick, and a conditional 2024 fourth-round pick. The Lions, they get a 2023 second-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. What are the Lions doing? There's no way they should have traded 2 draft picks and TJ Hawkinson. There's no way. If anything, we should have had, or they should have got 3 draft picks from us or from the Vikings, and we should have got TJ Hawkinson by himself. Literally, that's how it should have went. The Lions, I don't know what to say, but it seems like a desperation type of move. Like they think their jobs are kind of, not safe, and they're not, okay? They're terrible. I think I actually have them at last in my power rankings, which we'll do tomorrow. But yeah, man, this trade, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I'm pumped for it. The Vikings get TJ Hawkinson and only have to give away 2 draft picks. 2 draft picks, yeah. Anyways, moving forward, another massive trade. Chase Claypool, who is also rumored to go to the Vikings and multiple other teams, actually does get traded to the Chicago Bears. The Bears have no weapons. They got rid of Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn just a couple days ago. They're rebuilding. They think their offense needs the help. No, your defense needs the help. Okay, you get beat 49-29 against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that doesn't look great. Your defense needs the most help. And what do? They go get another offensive piece. Maybe they're hoping to build in the draft. Build that defense in the draft. I don't know. But Chase Claypool goes to the Bears, and that marks the end of the TikTok era for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next up, we have Bradley Chubb. Long-time Denver Bronco, or at least a couple-year Denver Bronco, stud, edge rusher, gets traded to the Miami Dolphins. Here are those trade terms. Brought to you by Adam Schefter. Miami trades a 2023 first-round pick, which is a pick they got from San Francisco, in which San Francisco traded this pick to get Trey Lance. That's kind of what happened there. And they also traded a 2024 fourth-round pick and running back Chase Edmonds. And now Denver, who received that, trades Bradley Chubb and a 2025 fifth-round draft pick. Massive, massive move. And in the words of the host of the Denver Broncos Syndicate, Gage Madrid, I like this trade because it gives us some draft capital, which they did not have. And I agree with him. This is a massive trade, okay? Yes, you would love to keep this man around on your roster. However, when you have no draft capital and you're kind of draft poor, as Gage said, you need you need to like boost that a little bit. You have to build to the draft. This team is looking horrible. It was supposed to be a decent team this season. That's just not the case. They need to do something, and I think they're going to find a way to build through the draft with this trade. They get rid of Bradley Chubb and send him to the Miami Dolphins, who also ended up getting Jeff Wilson from the San Francisco 49ers. Now you have to think head coach Mike McDaniel had something to do with this trade, wanted a guy that he was very, very familiar with, being that he was the run game coordinator for the 49ers just a year ago. So he lands Jeff Wilson. He does lose Chase Edmonds, but he finds a way to get a massive piece back. Another piece that is fast as shit, excuse the French, but that is what he likes to have over there. And, well, hey, good for Miami. Bradley Chubb, Jeff Wilson, that is huge. And I'm not really sure of the full... I think there was a draft pick sent to the Niners for Jeff Wilson. Not 100% sure how that all kind of went down. Now moving forward, to a man who was suspended an entire season for placing a parlay or a bet on his own team at the time, the Atlanta Falcons. And this bet was to cover against the team that he just got traded to. Calvin Ridley gets traded from the Atlanta Falcons to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Welcome to Duval, baby. I mean, the Jags, hey, they started off hot. They're starting to show their true colors, if you will. They need to do a lot better offensively and defensively. But, hey, they got rid of James Robinson. Now they add Calvin Ridley to that offense. Hopefully that helps out Trevor Lawrence massively. I think it will, because now you have Christian Kirk, and now you add Calvin Ridley. Next season should be pretty fun to watch for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're starting to come out of nowhere. Now here are the full trade terms for that by Adam Schefter. He says, here's the trade the Falcons and Jaguars are now finalizing. Jaguars get wide receiver Calvin Ridley. The Falcons get a 2023 fifth-round pick and a conditional 2024 fourth-rounder that can rise on these conditions. So what are those conditions? Well, they're right here. There are conditions attached to this trade for Calvin Ridley. If he gets reinstated by a date, it's worth a 2023 fifth round. Otherwise, it's a sixth-round pick. Okay, if he makes the team in 2024, it's at least a fourth round. If he hits the playtime milestone, it's a third-round draft pick. So if Jacksonville gets a long-term done, it's a second-round pick. So this pick can literally start getting massively better for the Atlanta Falcons, and they need it, okay? That team, again, they're awful. I don't know how they're in first place in their division, but they are, okay? So this is a massive play for both teams. Both sides, Jacksonville Jaguars get a little bit better with their weapons. The Atlanta Falcons get some more draft capital and have an opportunity to turn it into a second-round draft pick. Isn't that something? That is crazy. So good for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons. And last but not least, before the trade deadline ended, even though we're still finding out more trades that were put in at 2:59 Central Time right before the buzzer, this was a massive trade. I had a buddy say, Alvin Kamara traded to the Bills. I'm like, where are you seeing that? Where are you seeing that? He's like, oh, never mind. I got fooled. Well, literally 5 minutes after that, wasn't Alvin Kamara, but the Bills are receiving Nyheim Hines from the Indianapolis Colts. Here is those trades. It says the Bills are trading Zach Moss and a sixth-round pick that can go to a fifth-rounder to the Colts. Running back Nyheim Hines. So the Bills are essentially trading Zach Moss and a sixth-round pick that can end up being a fifth-round pick, and in return, the Bills are receiving Nyheim Hines. They needed a running back badly. Last year, I was screaming it from the mountaintops. Devin Singletary is garbage, absolute trash. You've seen his ceiling. He will never, ever, ever be better. And the fact that Josh Allen is your leading rusher week after week after week after week is a problem. Okay? And I think they fixed that problem with getting Nyheim Hines because he's a starter in this league. He has the potential to do so. I cannot wait to see what type of impact he makes on that Bills roster, the Bills team that most likely is going to end up in the AFC Championship game and go on a Super Bowl run. So we'll see what happens. But those are the massive trades, 6 trades that we just talked about, 10 total on this trade deadline, the most on this day in NFL history. absolutely bonkers. 10 total. We talked about the 6, TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings, Chase Claypool to the Bears, Bradley Chubb and Jeff Wilson to the Miami Dolphins, Calvin Ridley to the Jags, and Naheem Hines to the Buffalo Bills. Anyways, appreciate all of you guys watching. Now the season, there's going to be no more trades. We'll see what happens going forward. Anyways, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment about these trades, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 150 subs. Have a great rest of your day, and you just got your fix with the Wicks.